Hello everybody, it's Mr. Q again. What's up? I hope you guys are staying safe and having fun. Today, we are going to continue our travel series, part 4. And this is part 2 of the packing series. And today we're going to be talking about what specifically you will probably want to take and what you will probably not want to take. So hopefully you'll learn at least 10 things about this. So let's get started. So you're ready to decide what you want to take on your trip. Well, once again, you must take into consideration, where are you going? What are you planning to do? And what will the weather likely be like when you get there? So, if it's going to be cold, what do you need to take? You probably need to take a jacket. Now, the problem is, sometimes where you're leaving from might be hot or cold, and where you're going might be the opposite. So, you have to decide, are you going to dress for where you're going, or are you going to dress for where you are? And this kind of matters because it will affect how you pack and what exactly you need to take in addition to what you're wearing. So obviously, you're going to need some clothes, right? Of course. And I would suggest to you that if you're taking a short trip, just a couple of days, it's probably okay to take a change of clothes for each of the days that you'll be gone. But when you start getting into longer trips, a week, a few weeks, month, or months, then do you really want to take a month worth of clothes with you? Because if you think about it, that's 30 different changes of clothes. That's a lot of clothes. You probably don't need that much clothes. So what I would recommend to you is, at the most, you probably want to take half as much clothes as many days as you'll be gone. So if you're going to be gone for a week, you only need about 3 or 4 days worth of clothes. And this is not necessarily because you're going to wear the same clothes for 3 days in a row. It's because you will probably have an opportunity to wash some of your clothes while wherever you are. So you can wear a couple days worth of clothes and then wash them. You can either wash them in your hotel bathroom, or many hotels and even hostels have a laundry service, and it's not usually too expensive to use that service. So yeah, just take half the clothes you need and you should probably be fine. Now, if you're going for a month, you want to take 2 weeks worth of clothes? Maybe. But maybe you don't need to take 2 weeks worth of clothes, maybe a week and a half. You have to really decide on how many times you need to be in different outfits. You know, if this is for work, you might want 2 weeks worth of clothes. That way you'll have some variety with the people that are going to see you. But if you're just going on a vacation and you don't know anybody and no one's going to see you more than a couple days, it's definitely not going to matter what number of different types of clothes you have, because in the end, you want to take less clothes to take up less space and to take up less weight when you're taking your flight, right? We don't want to pay more than we need to pay for our air flight. So you might need to take extra shoes, Remember, to save weight, you might want to wear your heaviest pair of shoes on the plane. That way you have less weight to either check in or to carry on. Same goes with your jacket. If you're going to have a jacket, you might want to wear that on the plane. That way, because sometimes the jackets are pretty heavy. You will most likely want to take some toiletries with you. Toiletries are the things you use in the bathroom. Your toothbrush, toothpaste, brush for your hair, face wash, lotions, all that kind of stuff. But the thing is, you have to deal with two things. First, the airline will only let you take liquid stuff up to a certain weight. So that weight might be, 50 milligrams. And that's not that much. Otherwise, if you take too much, they will probably make you throw it away. And you don't want to waste it. But secondly, the place that you're staying, the hotel, even the hostel sometimes, will have toiletries for you. They will have soap provided for you. They'll have shampoo provided for you. Many hotels especially will also have toothbrushes and toothpastes and lotions and stuff. So you probably don't need to worry about taking that many toiletries with you, because where you're staying will have them for you. Now, some people have longer hair. So what I'm going to talk about next doesn't really affect me because my hair is so short. But many of you maybe need a hair dryer. And you went, oh, well, I got to take a hair dryer. I got to dry my hair. Yes, but once again, a hair dryer, an ironing board, most hotels and even hostels have those that you can use. So you don't have to carry that with you. You don't have to take it with you. You can use what you have there. And this is an important thing to think about, because really, in the end, you only want to take as much as you need to take. There might be some things that you don't need to take, or that you're not sure that you need to take. And if you think it will be easy to find, or it is very inexpensive to get, then leave it at home and get it when you arrive. That way it'll save you some weight and some space in your luggage. And don't forget, you might want to have some cash of the local currency when you arrive, because some places in that country might not take credit, and they might not take the money from your home country. And I always recommend, and I'm sure probably most of you already travel with a charging cable and adapter anyways, so don't forget to take those in a power pack. But some countries have different charging plugs than your country, so you will want to take a travel adapter to make sure that your plug that charges your phone that works in your country will also work in another country, because they don't always work. Sometimes you have the two round things that plug in. Sometimes you have two things, but then they're thin and they plug in. Sometimes you have three things that have to plug in. Sometimes they're really big. So it's really important that if you're traveling internationally especially, you need to make sure you have that travel adapter with you. You also want to try to take anything that is expensive to get or hard to get a hold of in the country you're going to. For example, if you know you're going to be doing a lot of snorkeling, it might be very costly to constantly rent some snorkeling gear, but it might not cost very much to buy it and take it with you. especially if it doesn't weigh that much. So consider that as well. So what else should you not take? We've already talked about that you probably don't need to take a hair dryer and an iron, and we've talked about maybe you don't need to take things that are easy to get a hold of in the new country or that are not very expensive to get there. So maybe you also want to think about the fact that it's good to travel with a water bottle, but it's not always good. It's not good to have a full water bottle before you get to the airport, because you won't be able to get through security with that liquid. So take the water bottle and fill it up after you go through security. Then you'll have water for the flight, and then you'll have a reusable container that you can use at your destination as well. And of course, take some snacks with you. Many airlines do not provide you with food without extra cost. So it's better for you to bring a snack from home, some nuts, something non-perishable. Snacks that do not go bad without refrigeration. All right? And so what does that mean? That means you probably don't want to take liquidy type snacks. You don't want to take a soup. And you probably won't get through security with fruit. And speaking of which, whatever your snack or food is, you need to make sure that it is not very smelly. And some fruits, like durian, are one, you can't take that internationally anyways because it's a plant with seeds. But two, it's so smelly that even if you're not going to open it, sometimes the smell can be quite big. And as a result, many airlines and airports and even train stations and buses won't let you carry a durian on that particular flight. And of course, you don't want to take anything with you that is against airport or airline policies. So obviously, you don't want to try to go through security with something sharp like a knife. Now, yes, sometimes you can put things in your checked bag that you cannot take through security. That's just for flight security so that you don't try to take over the flight. But it's okay that you take it on your trip with you. So you need to pay attention to that. Like you can put stuff in your checked bag that you can't put into your carry-on, and vice versa. Like you're not supposed to put any power packs in your checked baggage, while it's okay to have power packs in your carry-on. So it's really important that you pay attention and make sure that, sometimes you can't put it in either place. Like you can't have explosives. That includes fireworks. Doesn't have to be TNT or C4. Obviously those are not good. But even something simple as fireworks, you can't take those on a plane, either checked or carry on. So you can't take on dangerous chemicals, and you can take guns, but you have to check it. And I don't think you can take ammunition with you. So you have to get that at your destination. So pay attention to what the airline and airport policies are so that you know what things you definitely cannot take. Even something small like a little pocket knife. They're very small. They're not designed for hurting people or things, but even those won't be allowed through security. And it's important because you don't want to have to throw that away. Some airports are nice and they let you mail stuff back to yourself, but then again, if you might have to take the time to do that, that takes time, and maybe you are in a hurry. That's just sad. So remember, don't take things that you will probably have to get rid of. Open fluid containers and dangerous things that they won't let you have. I've talked about some of the things you should and shouldn't take. I'll also want to talk briefly about how you can pack your clothes. So I have a little demonstration to show you the difference in how people might try to pack their clothes.
So you can see my carry-on bag here. This carry-on bag has 4 shirts in it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they're just folded, and they appear to take up nearly half of the bag. Many people pack this way, but I want to show you a different way that might help when you pack your bag. And the method I want to show you is called just rolling your clothes. If you roll your clothes, you make your clothes much smaller. You can roll your clothes really tight, and this compresses your clothes so that you're able to potentially have more space inside your suitcase. Let me show you what it would look like with these 4 shirts rolled up. So you can see now that the shirts still take up kind of as much space this way, but you can see now there's actually a little bit of more space right here. And remember, before the shirts came almost to the top, now there's some more space on top of those shirts. Rolling is a very convenient way. Yes, it takes a little bit extra time to do, but it can allow you to pack more things inside your backpack or inside your suitcase. Remember, it's about compressing. And yes, you can compress flat clothes also, but if you start compressed, then you can put more stuff in there, and look, you can still compress it some more, right? It's still extra, you can still compress it some more. So this way, it's much better in regards to being able to have more space for the clothes that you want to take. Look at the difference between the flat folded clothes and the rolled clothes. You can see the rolled clothes takes up that space.
Alright guys, hope you guys have enjoyed learning about the things that you should and shouldn't take with you on your trip. And of course we talked about the clothes you should take, and I recommend taking half as many as how many days that you're going to be gone, especially for your underclothing, you know, your socks, your underwear, bras, whatever. Especially for your underclothes, you only need half, because those are easy to wash, especially in your bathroom. Outer clothes can be a little bit harder to wash in the bathroom if you don't want to pay for laundry services, so you have to take that into consideration. Sometimes, you know, you need to take different shoes with you. Wear your heaviest shoe on the plane, and if you're going to be taking a jacket, you might want to wear that on the plane. Remember, trying to save weight, trying to save space. You know, you don't probably need to take as many toiletries with you, because wherever you're going to stay probably has those toiletries. So that can help save some space, where you don't have to take your toothbrush, a razor, you don't have to take toothpaste, I mean, all these things that take up space. Not always very heavy, but, you know, take up space. You know, just remember, take things with you that you know you're going to need. Take things with you that will cost too much or are hard to get a hold of in the destination country. You know, otherwise, don't take it with you. You don't need it. maybe. Maybe you'll need it. I don't know. I'm not trying to take things just because maybe I might need it. I try to take things I know I'm going to need. You know, I'm going to take a water bottle. I'm going to take some food, but I'm not going to take smelly food. I'm not going to take liquids because I don't want to have to pound a soda at security. Oh, nope. You really want to do that, or you want to enjoy your thing, you know? Don't forget, take some cash with you. You know, when you get to the arriving airport, go to the ATM, take some money out, or exchange some of your currency for their currency at the foreign currency exchange office. They always have one at all the international airports. You know, don't forget to take your travel charger, your travel adapter. You know, I also recommend taking just a tiny pillow like this, you know, or maybe a small blanket or a towel. That way, if you're sitting around in the airport and it's cold, you know, you can cover yourself up a little bit. Or you have a little pillow to help make your head a little bit more comfortable on the flight or when you're waiting. You know, these are just little tiny things that, yeah, they take up some space and weight, but being comfortable when you travel is very important. So you might want to have a blow-up neck pillow. You know, it's very small, then you blow it up, and then you put it on your neck, and now you're more comfortable. Take things like that will help you be more comfortable during your trip. Take things you know you're going to need for your trip. And don't take things that are against policies. Don't take fireworks, don't take knives or guns or chemicals, or take fluids that are in too big of a container, right? Pay attention to all these things that you don't need to take. So today, I would like you guys to think about this trip that we've been talking about, right? You guys' homework has been dealing with a particular trip that you have had in mind. So today, your homework is to think about what would you take on your trip with you, right? So this trip you've been planning, what would you need to take? Do you need to take a swimming suit? Do you need to take a jacket? Do you need to take gloves? Do you need to take a hat? You know, what things do you need? What things do you want? And if you don't need that many things, okay, tell me how many of each thing you're going to need also. All right? I'm going to be gone for a week, so I'm going to need 3 or 4 pairs of underwear. All right? Okay, write all that down, and then, that's right, share it with your classmates. All right, guys, that's it for me today. We're going to see you next time. Keep staying safe and keep having fun. Bye-bye.